So this is gonna be a really good podcast for y'all, and it's not only for Punjabi. I think it's really good for your knowledge. I'm gonna tell you the counting from one to a sankh, and I think you don't know what the hell is a sankh. I'm gonna explain these numbers, which are not like used as officially, but it exists in Punjab. I think it exists in whole India. So if you wanna listen those numbers, so listen it till the end. So we're gonna start from 1 to 100 first, then we're gonna move forward slowly to the other numbers. All right, so today we're gonna learn counting in Punjabi from 1 to 100. Actually, I made a separate video about it on YouTube as well. If you wanna watch it, you can watch it on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description. But this is gonna be a little bit different because I'm gonna speak the number with the pause. So basically, I'm gonna speak a number, then I'm gonna pause, and then you're gonna repeat after me. All right. This is how you are gonna practice of numbers. So it would improve your pronunciation. So this idea wasn't in my mind, and this idea gives me one of my student Thania. So thanks to the Thania, I was going to just made a audio or made a podcast when I'm just counting. But I think this is a really good idea to speak, then pause, and let other people time to speak after me, right? So with that repetition, I think you're gonna improve your pronunciation. So that's what we're gonna start now. ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਤਿੰਨ ਚਾਰ ਪੰਜ ਛੇ ਸੱਤ ਅੱਠ ਨੌ 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 37 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 99 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100. So this was the counting from 1 to 100 in Punjabi. So I hope you did the good job, and this is also going to be a good podcast for you all, for your practice. And you need to practice of it like again and again. Just play the podcast and repeat after me. That's how you're gonna improve your pronunciation of Punjabi numbers. Now this was counting from 1 to 100, but before that, what you're gonna do, basically these numbers are going just repeating after that, right? So basically at the end is 100 means 100. Now if it's 101 in Punjabi, 101, 102, 102, 103, 103. So basically what's happening here, same in English and same in Punjabi, we are just repeating the counting again from 1 to 100. We are just putting in the front of, in Punjabi, 100, which means 100, and in English we are just putting 100 at the beginning, like ek so ek, it means 101, right? At the beginning is ek means 1, then is so means 100, then again ek, right? 101. So that's how it's going to be. When it's 200, for example, it's 209, then there's a 2 at the beginning and then 100, because 200, and then 9, all right? 209. So in Punjabi, 209, all right? Why is 209? Because 200 means 200 and 9 means 9. So basically what's happening here, you are just repeating all the number again. You will repeat until 1000, all right? When it's 1000 in Punjabi, it's going to be hajar, all right? Hajar. So for example, if it's 1001, so in Punjabi, ek hajar ek, all right? Then it's going to repeat it again, all right? So there's two way to pronounce when we enter in thousand, right? For example, if it's 1100, right? So even in English, you can pronounce it 1100 the simple way. Sometimes people pronounce it like 1100, all right? Same in Punjabi. You can say 1100, or you can say just 1100. 11 means 11, 100 means 100, right? 1100. So this is more normal when people just pronounce in hundreds, like 1100, 1200, 1500, right? 15 means like a 1500. So that's more natural. And then when it's comes 10,000 in Punjabi, 10,000. 10,500 is going to be 10,500, all right? Or you can say 10,500, all right? It means 10,000 and half, all right? Because 500 is a half thousand, right? And they're 10,000, then it's half. So half in going to be like a sade, right? 10,500. But like exact meaning of half is not sade, is mean like adda, all right? but you won't say da you won't say that. If you want to know about like how we pronounce say the number, I think you should watch my YouTube video when I made like how to tell the time. So if you want to learn how to tell the time, and go there and watch it, and you would also learn a lot of numbers there, right? How to say like a 130, right? So stuff like that, so go and watch there. And another example, if it is like 750, right? 750. So in Punjabi you can say 750, or you can just say 750, all right? 750. So basically, when it's going to half of a number, like if it's sadde satso mean why is sadde satso, right? There's a complete 700, then it's 50. 50 is a half of 100, right? So when it's half of 100 in Punjabi, we say sadde, all right? Sadde satso. Sadde atso, it's mean 850. Sadde 11,000, it means 11,500. Sadde 24,000, right? It means 24,500. So basically, what's happening? All the number repeating again and again. That's how you would learn the complete counting. So when it's 100,000, now it's going to deliver different. 100,000 in Punjabi, we don't say 100,000, right? Because 100 means 100 and 1,000 mean 1000. We don't say that. We say lakh, all right? If it's 100,000 in Punjabi, it's going to be a lakh. 140,000 is going to be in Punjabi 1,40,000. Now it changed a little bit because in English we keep counting in thousand until million, right? But in Punjabi, when it's 100,000, it will become lakh. We count it as a lakh. Now, when it's become 1 million, then it's going to be in Punjabi 10 lakh. All right, 10 lakh means 1 million. So 10 million is going to be in Punjabi crore. All right, if it's 10 million in Punjabi, it's crore. 100 million is going to be a 10 crore in Punjabi, all right? 10 crore. So when it's 1 billion, right, in Punjabi is 100 crore, all right? So it's keep going, keep going. So after crore, there are also more numbers, but people don't use it. These numbers are not used in officially, even in India. So these numbers I'm gonna tell you for sure, but it's not used in officially, right? So these numbers are like a finish at the crore. Crore is at the end, but there's also numbers older people choose or used to do, but they are not used because the amount is like a insane and people don't just use it. But in older era, people use that, right? So I'm gonna also tell you those numbers. But I think most important is you need to remember till the luck, all right? So after that, if you want to use, you can use just million if you want. People can also understand millions or billions. But if there will be some people who not that educated, maybe it's going to be hard for them when you're talking about million or billions. You have to tell them in like a lakh or crore, all right? Now I'm gonna tell you more counting. So when it's 1 crore, right, it's crore. When it's become like a 100 crores, right, 100 crore, right. In Punjabi, it's going to be arb, all right, arb. Another thing to keep in mind. So in English, the counting, the name of the counting, like changed after 1,000. Like if it's 1,000 million, it's become 1 billion. If it's 1,000 billion, it become 1 trillion, right? But in Punjabi, I think it's in whole India, so the number changed after 100, right? Like 100 crore become ek arb, all right? 1 arb. So after that, when it's 100 arb, then it's one curb. All right, it's one curb. And when it's saw curb, then it's become one kneel. All right, one kneel. And when it's saw kneel, it become one padam. All right, one padam. When it's saw padam, then it's become one sankh or a sankh, something like that. So a sankh is the last number of digit or number, name of the number, sankh. Well, this is not used in officially. When I see some companies revenue in India, they just put it in crores, right? And these numbers, I tell you, it's really fascinating because older people always talk about that when they talk about the kingdom, about like history of Punjab, stuff like that, or the money, right? And they talk about these numbers: padam, kharb, neel, sankh, right? Stuff like that. But it's not used officially. So, just for your knowledge, I just want to mention these. Yeah, I think people still use these numbers when they talk, but officially it's not used. I think it should be used because it's really stupid to say like I remember when I sometimes heard the news of the economy, they are putting a number like 10,000 crore, right? 10,000 crore. It's a little bit confused you to think about like a 10,000 crore, right? It's just a little bit like a like a little bit you have to think like how much is 10,000 crore, right? So basically if somebody just can tell you like one kharb है ना एक kharb or एक नील stuff, it's easy to understand. I think that's really stupid, just they count officially under crore. I think they should go more, right? Because in India the number changed like a small amount only at the 100, right? And they just only tell the crore. I think they should use all the numbers they have available to counting officially. I think that would be better. Anyway, that's my opinion. So I hope you learn some counting. I tell you all the counting from 1 to sank. And let me know, did you know about these numbers before or not? Because I know some people, they are little advanced level in Punjabi who are listening to my podcast. Maybe they know and maybe they not. Just let me know. I just remember actually it's not a sunk, it's sunk. So there's no R sound at the beginning. It's just a sunk. When we put R sound at the beginning, it's a sunk. A sunk means when something is not possible to count. Like we can say we have a sunk stars in this universe, right? A sunk because stars are not possible to count. So this is mean a sunk. If we say sunk, then it means it's we can count it, right? So we have digit. So if you think you are getting the value from this podcast and you wanna support this podcast, then you can support it through Patreon and PayPal. Links are in the description. Everything would be appreciated. It would also help this podcast to grow more. By the way, if you had time to understand Punjabi pronouns like active pronouns, passive pronouns, possessive pronouns, then check out my new ebook. It's completely free. Link is in the description. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and learned something new today. I'll be back with another lesson in another day.